3 mindsets that have given me the vision and endurance to understand that entrepreneurship is a lifelong game. It is a marathon and not a sprint. So here are 3 quick frameworks that have really helped me. The first framework is fail fast equals growth. So what I mean by this is, essentially a really talented entrepreneur is someone who has made more mistakes than you and has been able to find the patterns to fix those mistakes and let them not happen again in a variety of domains. So they have deep domain experience. You see, if I was to rewind 5 years, I would make a lot of mistakes with setting up a Facebook pixel, right? Because I didn't have any experience. I remember even from running ads for my own marketing company, I had someone that was not in the marketing industry say, "Hey, Dami, I think you've made this mistake in your ad. I'm seeing it this amount of times and it's looking like this. You might want to fix it." I'm like, good point. And I learned how to fix it even though I'm the marketer, right? So it's really important that you fail fast, fail often, fail quickly, because that's going to equal growth as long as you adapt and you understand and can track where the failure was so you can fix it and make sure it doesn't happen twice, thrice, fourth, fifth times. Or 5 times. Now, what you will find is that some things you may make a mistake on a couple of times, but the faster you're able to solve them, the faster you will win. I think Layla Hormozi or someone else said, real intelligence is the ability to change behavior, to go for the outcome instead of repeating the behavior that doesn't lead to the outcome that you're after. And I'd have to agree with her. So my ability to change and adapt very quickly to differences or changes or mistakes is honestly what's helped me grow a lot and a lot faster. So that's the first thing. Fail fast equals growth. Second thing is becoming a one of one. So this is what really excites me about entrepreneurship. I started my first proper business. I started entrepreneurship at 18. I was initially in an MLM when I was 18. I also had a YouTube music channel. So I grew up being really musical and I would play songs on guitar and I was going to teach people how to play it. That channel is no longer active, I believe. But basically my first agency, which is the marketing company that I'm running now, I started in June or July of 2019. And along the way, I've tried so many different businesses, guys. I used to have a nightclub that I would run weekly. It was an R&B nightclub. I had a cleaning business before. I've done multi-level marketing. I've worked a variety of corporate jobs. I've been fired from a ton of corporate jobs. I've quit corporate jobs. I've worked in tech sales. I've been head of sales head of sales and client success for an international startup that was paying 6 figures a year when I was 22 to after a while before I stopped working there. I've done multiple other jobs, guys, like nightclubs, events, celebrities. I've run a production company. I was involved in the NFT and tech wave. I got featured in some publications for that. So I've tried a lot of things, crypto. I've tried a lot of businesses. So now as a result of my skill set, when people hire me for marketing, they can talk to me a lot more about business strategy, not just marketing. I know I'm going to Dami because he's really skilled at marketing adjacent things. Okay, he's good at marketing, but he's also good at sales. But he also understands how to influence a whole country to jump on a dating show from his own mind, in less than, a couple months, and then do it in Bali and New Zealand and Australia, and basically become a creative director overnight. But it wasn't overnight, it was a stack of skills. So becoming a one of one is really what excites me because I am going to give the marketing game at least a decade. I'm midway through, and I've become so much more skilled as an operator and a business person as a result of that. And the great thing about the marketing agency business model is I'm able to understand how a junk removal business works because they've been our clients before and our clients. I understand how NDIS works. I understand how HVAC works. I understand how hospitality, events, nightclubs, venues work, right? And how the security has to protect the venue and the license, not necessarily the people and the patrons in there. People don't know these things. So because of that breadth and width, I'm able to now think, multilaterally instead of unilaterally when it comes to resolving a problem. And that excites me because I know once I maybe sell my marketing company or once I build it to, a certain level of revenue that excites me where I can maybe step out and start to branch into other businesses, I'm able to have a lot more conviction when it comes to a lot more advanced business models because I've been able to spend so much time understanding different kinds of businesses. And that makes me a one-of-one instead of just a marketer or just a salesperson. Instead, your Dami Okadara, that skill set is a one-of-one. There's only one Dami Okadara. And there's only one of you as well. So the good thing about staying in entrepreneurship for a long time and thinking of it as a long-term thing is you are almost crafting the statue of skills that you can then present to people that is only very unique. So that's really important. And that's really helped me think beyond even a decade and 20 years. Because I'm like, if this is me at 24, man, by the time I'm 30, I'm going to be so good at 50 or 100 industries, and I would have done multi millions of revenue in sales and in transactions and for our clients. By the time I'm 44, I might be creating movies because I've already started the production company. I've already been able to access a talent pool of people all around the world in Asia Pacific by getting them on, a production company, YouTube channel, and, dating show formats, So like, that's so exciting to me. If I've been able to do that in 2 years, what can I do in 20 years, right? You get what I'm saying? So you have to first fail fast just to get the ball rolling, get the growth going, and you're going to keep growing. That's the game. But the good thing is you're creating yourself into a one-of-one product, and that's expensive and that's priceless, essentially. Okay. Now, the third thing, and this is very crucial, you want to be the last man standing. So here's what I mean by this. At the end of the day, business is war. Right? Only the strong survive. It is psychologically hard every day. I'm at a point where I am working 7 days a week, sheerly because of the volume of clients that we have. And some of the clients are a bit high level, so a bit more high level. So some of them, essentially require more attention. And, maybe that's me getting better at, dealing with certain personnel and level of clientele. And also we need to hire more people. But, essentially, it's not easy, and it's going to be a test of your willpower and mental fortitude. But what happens is, it's just like when you ride a bike. Initially, it's really difficult, and then it gets easy over time. It's just like when you're jogging, it gets hard, it's difficult, but then over time, you build up endurance. Entrepreneurship is much the same. So the stronger you can build this and your mental strength and your fortitude, what I found is that over time, you are able to take a lot more hits than most people. And when other high-level people see that, they're like, boom, Dami's one of us. Boom, whoever's watching this right now, you're one of us. Right? And that like attracts like dynamic starts to occur more and more often. And then that allows you to also get more opportunities simply because you've been fighting the battle and in the war for a much longer time. A lot of people don't want to be in the Colosseum. They just want to watch from the seats. But if you're in the Colosseum for a longer period of time, people want to hire you as a war strategist. Essentially, if someone wants to work with you, they think they can go to war with you. And I want to go to war with you guys, right? So really important that you're able to think of being the last man standing, especially if you started a business and you want to give up after 2-3 months, a year, 2 years. I've been running my marketing company, guys, for 5+ years, since I was 19. I didn't make my first 6 figures in a year since I was 22, till I was 22. And a lot of that was not even from my agency. It was from the job that I had, plus some of the agency stuff, okay? The job that I had at the time was making me 100K, 120K a year. Plus the agency was finally starting to grow consistently. Instead of just having a client here and there, which was the case for me for 2-3 years, guys. Now, there were reasons for that. The cough, the COVID happened after we were about to have our first 10K month, but put all the excuses aside. At the end of the day, it took me 2-3 years to make really consistent revenue, not even income, revenue from my company, right? But now, over the last 2 years, yes, because I've been able to stand in this furnace for 5 years, now I'm able to work with franchises. Now celebrities come to me. Now I get to charge bigger invoices. Now I have a larger amount of clients. Now I can say, look, it's feasible that we're going to make $1 to $2 million over the next, 12, 14 months with the agency in revenue, right? Now I can say that with conviction because I've been in the furnace, right? And I'm also a little bit more savvy and my pain tolerance is higher. Again, I am going to give this marketing agency business model, I'm not even talking about entrepreneurship, just this business model, at least 10 years. Who else is going to say that? I'm halfway through. Who else is going to say I'm willing to give something 10 years? Just to see if I can make it to the cream of the crop. If you have that mindset, most people, I remember so many people when I started the agency have already stopped their own businesses by now. Or they've plateaued, or they've coasted, they've started traveling, and they've kind of dipped a little bit. I still wear very similar clothes. I don't know how to do it because I understand that my goal is to build something huge and then go to the next level and the next level and the next level, which might even surpass the agency business model, right? So guys, if you can be the last man standing, you understand that you're going to become one-on-one and you're willing to fail fast to enjoy the growth to get there, welcome to the big leagues. You're going to make it. I can't wait to see you at the top. Let's make it together. If you guys like this content, comment, like, share it with a friend. And as always, think mega. Peace.